when I saw it, I think we're just driving from him, and I saw, I was like, nah, this cannot be true. One, we got expired foods, we imported. I thought free SHS was supposed to be local food.
And especially for a government that is doing planting for food and jobs. If truly this thing will be kept, we will need some righteous men.
There are no righteous men in Sodom and Gomorrah, my brother, forget.
One of the conversations that this brings to the fore is the fact that there are so many flaws in our senior high school system, and one of them is feeding. And to realize that this is what they are feeding our brothers and sisters.
Unfortunately for me, my brother went through free SHS. I wish he had not, because we spent more. I keep saying it. We spent more through his free SHS as compared to the one who did not. We literally used to send him food every other weekend.
Wow.
There was a time where there was no food, and this is not it's not one of the poor undersourced schools. This is pre-sec. This is where they keep the buffer stock. They did not have food, or they have food and there's no protein in the food.
Honorable Sam Okudzeto Ablakwa, as part of his parliamentary oversight duties, has come out with some findings that are very damning, where we see in these findings that some number of bags of rice were being repackaged as made in Ghana goods. And not only that, they are expired goods. And these are the ones they are feeding to our brothers and sisters in senior high school. Say, this has actually brought some...
It has dragged me into the studio.
Exactly. For a very long time, Say has not been on this show. Yes. But this has actually forced her to come on this show. This should tell you how serious this case is. One of the conversations that this brings to the fore is the fact that there are so many flaws in our senior high school system, and one of them is feeding. And to realize that this is what they are feeding our brothers and sisters.
Yep. If people who have been like followers of our page for a very long time who watched our past episodes will know that I've been drumming this news like since, because unfortunately for me, my brother went through free SHS. I wish he had not, because we spent more. I keep saying it. We spent more through his free SHS as compared to the one who did not.
Okay.
Because we had to spend a lot.
Okay.
We literally used to send him food every other weekend.
Wow.
There was a time where there was no food, and this is not it's not one of the poor undersourced schools. This is pre-sec. This is where they keep the buffer stock. They did not have food, or they have food and there's no protein in the food. So feeding has always been a problem under the free SHS campaign.
But I mean, if you hear some of the headmasters and
they've been complaining. But how are you going to complain when if you don't take it, they'll sack you from your role? That's one thing that we keep saying. This government has been very vindictive. If you don't know and you stick your head out and you have a position that is controlled by them, you will lose it. Luckily for them, of course, the government sector, the good thing about having a government job, they can't like fire you without any reason. But they'll reshuffle and take you to some school be that you don't have any, like, you get your progress will delay.
Yeah.
So that is why they are not coming out to say a lot of stuff. But they have. I think, to be fair, for the past 2 years, they've been coming out to complain that feeding has been one of their biggest challenges. Forget double track system. Forget the fact that teachers are being overworked. Feeding has been one of the biggest systems. And the last time we did data showed that the free SHS that we are screaming that we have more people going to school, more people do not actually complete.
Yes.
So the increase in intake is actually not doesn't commensurate the finishing rate.
Right.
We have increased dropout rate.
Yeah.
Why would they drop out? I'm sitting in my mother's house. My mother is struggling. She's a kenke seller. At least I have kenke to eat every day. You bring me to SHS and you are not feeding me. I have to teach like what I can teach on a hungry stomach. Of course.
It will be difficult.
Then to come to hear that you are giving us expired foods. See, someone will say, okay, why are we jumping on this? Because even in our home, so when we were in secondary school, there probably was scandals of them feeding us expired goods. It's possible.
Okay.
But when authorities know that this food is expired and they still go ahead to distribute without putting an expiry date on it, what it means that when it comes to my school, the matron will probably see it as new stock received. What do you do to new stock when it comes? You put it at the back.
Yes.
You don't use it as the first stock.
So you further
increase
the expiry.
That was my escalation when I saw the news, right? when I saw it, I think we're just driving from Memphis, and I was like, nah, this cannot be true. One, we got expired foods, we imported. I thought SHS was supposed to be local food.
And especially for a government that is doing planting for food and jobs.
Please, there's no planting for food.
I'll come to all of that, but you make your submission.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
So, and then you repackage it and you don't put expiry date on it. So me, if I am the warehouse person who manages the goods we receive in the schools, once there's no expiry date on it, of course, we have to question it, because where do we put it? Because you pack foods, you put the latest or like the new expiry dates under, you put the ones that are about to expire on top, so that the ones that are about to expire go out first. Now you have given me food that has no expiry date. So I have to use my discretion as the matron or whoever manages the warehouse to know whether I cook this first or not. So imagine it comes to my school, my former school, Agri Memorial, we're a lot in that school. She'll put it at the back. And they will probably feed that rice as we speak. I'm sure that rice is still
somewhere in the
warehouses, some warehouses of some schools.
But it's not a laughing matter, but
it's not funny, but it's annoying. See, some of Ghana, if you don't laugh, you go mad. Because you see people, what even pissed me off, people in the comments saying we don't read and there's nothing that shows that it was expired. The investigation says they got an alert on 20th December.
But to be fair to authorities, I mean, this is a one-sided report. Don't you think it is fair that we wait for the proper authorities to respond to this?
I agree. I totally agree. But following SOA, there's been no report he has brought out that has been utterly, completely false. There might be exaggeration somewhere, of course, because he's coming from the opposition party. But if not for him, Labadi Beach would have been sold to someone for peanuts, and they would have used the profit they declared to pay us back as citizens. So until authorities come to say this is not true, and these are letters that are signed, we have FDA letterhead on this. So me, I believe it. We have FDA report showing that they picked rice and they did the test and everything February 2024. I believe it. So until FDA comes out to say this is not true and it's fabricated, I believe it, because he's never been completely false. Until the police come to tell us that it's not true, I believe what he said. What baffles you, right?
Yes.
It baffles me too. So you get a tip on 20th December that someone is repackaging rice in a warehouse. You go and you shut down the place because it's illegal. FDA comes in to say, I did not give this authority.
So
then
how did they get...
We go further to realize that they are repackaging 20th December. Expiry date is December 2023.
Yeah.
Those rice should have been confiscated immediately.
Exactly.
How were they able to distribute this rice in 2024? That is the question we want. That's the question I want Ghana police to answer to me. That's the question I want FDA to answer. It's not about the fact that they imported rice, because sometimes we know import, it can delay. Why was it that when they realized expiry date was 2023, it was not immediately confiscated to be kept and later destroyed? Because as we speak, I know FDA has a law. If you are a producer of any product in Ghana or an importer, and they realize your product is expired, you will be fined, 1. 2, they will collect all the products and you bring it to them to destroy, and you will pay for it to be destroyed by FDA, because they need to supervise that destruction. So how is it that who in authority, order from above, as usual, it is order from above that sent our fellow colleagues who were protesting to go to prison, and now the charges are being dropped. That same order from above came, and the food was distributed across the country. That's what killed me. The food has gone to Eastern region, it's gone to Ashanti region, it's gone to Greater Accra region. So you are listening, thinking that your ward or your cousin or it doesn't concern,
it's probably in their warehouse.
It's probably in your warehouse. Someone come and ask you for money to buy medicine. You are affected whether you like it or not. That's why we don't need to turn a blind eye to issues that affect our society.
You know what? Proud to this production, we were talking about if truly this thing will be kept, we will need some righteous men.
There are no righteous men in Sodom and Gomorrah, my brother.
Who would stand in the face of power and still do the right thing?
I personally think that whoever leaked this document to Ablakwa is probably in trouble.
Okay.
Because we know in Ghana, if you stand for the right thing, you are in trouble, especially if it's seen as tarnishing the image of the party or your government. Because this happened in 2024. So someone will be saying, why did the person wait till December or November 2024. I agree. Like if I'm also in opposition, I'll find ways and means to make the government unpopular on things that affect all of us. But sometimes we need to take a step back away from political colors and see, are we talking about humanity here? We're talking about future generations.
Future generations.
NHIS does shit in this country. Those children who pick up diseases that NHIS will not be able to pay for. The parents who you claim you are saving from paying school fees will use all their earnings to be paying for bills. Medical bills that they wouldn't have contacted. If they were keeping them in their house and giving them their banku and pepper without protein, after all the food they give them, you one day will do a show, we'll bring the SHS people who are in uni now to tell you their experience with free SHS. The food is crap.
I will take your final comment on this, but what worries me is the fact that why would you import a foreign rice and then come and hoodlum people to think it's Ghanaian,
made in Ghana?
When especially we are calling for local production.
But need to say that it's the government that launched planting for food and jobs. Where is the food and jobs?
I find it very disturbing that a government that would has given us the sense that we have to boost local production, support our own. So we have beautiful brands, and you import and then make Ghanaians believe it's made in Ghana.
Yes.
And it's expired on top. How can you be wicked?
Me, I have an assumption. This assumption
How wicked can you be?
Pre-production. I'm going to say it's not fact. I really think that somebody just decided to cut some corners somewhere because, of course, if I'm importing the rice, one, I've broken the rule because it's supposed to be made in Ghana, right?
Yes.
And then two, I'm probably making some huge profits from this import. Now, when the import came, defending it and clearing it at port, that is where the delay came from. So, unfortunately, they couldn't distribute it. My biggest challenge is with Ghana Police and FDA.
Right.
Why did you not do your job? How did this food get served to our children?
Yeah.
I don't have a kid in the senior high school, but I know for a fact that I have siblings and cousins who are in senior high school who have probably brought in medical bills that I have paid for because of eating expired food.
So in wrapping up, how do you want this to be handled, and what
we should not look at it? See, I just went on the Twitter fight with somebody on this and that a black person because someone says, as usual, Ghanaians don't read. It's not trigonometry. It's not like philosophy. This is just English. Read the statement. When you read the statement, it shows clearly that the food was intentionally repackaged without expiry dates. And then they did not wait for FDA to give their final conclusion before they distributed. Why? Because they know if FDA gave their final conclusion, the food would have been destroyed. And I have taken government's money to bring rice for the children. I have to be able to serve it. All the money, I have to pay money.
Yeah.
So we've given the food to the children. Our NHIS is shit. These children will be sick. And who pays for it? The parents that you claim you are doing a social intervention for that stops them from paying school fees and everybody gets educated. What is the use of sick, educated people in this country? Useless.
Wow. Cereal certainly came without fire.
Please, I'm pissed.
No wonder she's been out for a very long time.
It's not because of I had to write my exams. I'm back.
But let us know what you think about this whole matter, this whole brouhaha. I mean, I find it very worrying. I find it very disturbing. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, don't forget to recommend this channel to a brother, a father, a son, a loved one. Until then,
on the light, and someone says we should take this to the local stations because our mothers and fathers who are saying it is possible are not watching our YouTube channel, so that is also another.
Okay, that will be considered. But next time, be a great citizen. We are.